Hello, everybody. Welcome aboard. It is your host, it is your founder, it is your conductor here, Demetrius Villa. Welcome aboard, everyone. I know it's not our usual Tuesday, but it seems we're all here. At some point, we do have to get a day down. We were Saturday at some point, then we were Sunday, then we were Tuesday for a good bit, and now we're Wednesday. I know. I had to travel for work yesterday and got back late, so I probably said, you know what, probably Wednesday would be better. And then on the way back, I said maybe I should go ahead and say so. And you know, it was a little bit late on the announcement, but here we are. So hello, Bill the dog. Hello, Osman. Hello to everybody in the audience. Hello. Wow, we got 5 people here. We can hear you. We can't hear you. Okay, can you hear me or can you not hear me there on Discord? So let's hope you can. Check your Discord settings. Okay. I still see the green thing. Let's see. Let's give this a shot. Let's disconnect and reconnect again so we don't have what we had last time. Let's give it just a bit. Live stream 2 again. There we go. All right, let's start this stage. Okay, let's see if this works this time. Hopefully it does. Okay. All right, we're all here. You guys can hear me in the audience. Hopefully I can hear you a second time. So you can hear me. Okay, good. So let's make sure this works. All right, we got 6 in the audience on Discord. We're going to try to make this short. We're just going to go over Florida, or Brightline. We're going to go over California. And we're going to go over Texas, a little bit more about Texas, and then we're going to hear from the audience here. We're trying to make this short. A bit tired, but hey, it's what it is. I have something to keep me up, which, by the way, you know, at some point we'll have to look for sponsors, but it's certainly not going to be Croker because their eggnog kind of sucks. This is the worst eggnog I've ever had. It is not rich and creamy. It is poor and wet. It's definitely not rich and creamy, but I'm trying to get rid of it. And next time, I learned my lesson. Don't get the eggnog that's on sale. Just stick with Southern Comfort. All right. So, anyway, President Biden, he didn't get lost this time. They finally did get him to Las Vegas to discuss Brightline West high-speed rail project. So we mentioned this last week. Brightline got a good amount of funding, $3 billion, which is pretty good. No, but it's great. Let's put it this way. It's great, and it's a surprise from the federal government to actually go ahead and help in funding this. Now, it's not the complete funding for Brightline West, but it is a good amount to at least get it going and have solidifying power and support from the federal government. As much as, you know, let's put it this way. As much as we say here on this channel that, you know, we don't expect anything from the federal government, this is much more of a state-level sort of situation, and albeit Brightline West has done a lot to get this going over here, which this company used to be over between Las Vegas and Rancho Cucamonga and Los Angeles, Victorville, whichever it is right now. Used to be called Express West. It was a different private company. Long story short, it didn't get off the ground until Brightline West, or Brightline, when it was Virgin Trains USA for a little bit under Richard Branson, who I guess didn't really pay anything to really become that. It was a deal that they just kind of signed and shook their hands like, okay, you're going to pay us or something, right, at this point? But I guess it didn't happen. Anyway, Virgin Trains USA is old news. It's back to Brightline. We love Brightline. The name is a heck of a lot better for instead of Virgin Trains USA. The Virgin Train or the Chad Brightline. Come on, there's no contest with that. But they have the rights to Brightline West. They're now going to build it, and it's going to get done. So we will talk about also the Rancho Cucamonga station, but let's get into this. So on Friday, Biden said the Nevada Department of Transportation has received the funds for the federal-state partnership for intercity passenger rail grant program. The funds will help to pay for the $12 billion project. So again, it's a quarter of the amount, so this is really good, which includes main stations in Rancho Cucamonga, Apple Valley, and Las Vegas, as well as a passenger stop in Hesperia, the Daily Press reported. Biden visited the Carpenter International Training Center to showcase a total of $8.2 billion in funding for 10 major passenger rail projects across the country, including the Brightline West project. Brightline officials are hoping to get the California-Nevada high-speed rail project up and running in time for the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics. And we did mention last time, for those of you who weren't here, the good thing about this is that they've set themselves a hard timeline, right? They want to get this done for the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics. Notice that before, the California high-speed rail project used to be slated also long ago for 2028. But that's not happening anymore in 2028. So, funny enough, the first high-speed rail to grace the Californian countryside or desert will not be California High-Speed Rail Authority's own high-speed rail project. It will be Brightline. It will be the Florida man who will set foot and set California right. This is how you do it. So, here we are. Let's go ahead and play this. Let's see if you guys can be able to hear it. The settings should work, so here we go.
I also want to thank our partners from Private Sector West and the whole team at Brightline.
Private Sector West, I guess. Did you guys hear that?
And the whole team would thank our partners from Private Sector West and the whole team at Brightline in supporting this project. It's a big deal. Really. And I mean, big deal. It's a lot of money.
It's huge. It's huge. Bigly. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Private West. Private West. Or what was it?
Private Sector West.
Private Sector West. There we are. Okay, so anyway, yeah, it's a bright, sunshiny day with Private Sector West. I mean, look, this is a good thing, right? This is a good thing. We can't deny it. You know, whoever it is, that's the president at this point. Look. We'll take whatever it is. We'll just take it at this point. Yeah, whatever money you're taking, yes, just give it, because at this point, look, we'd rather have the money to build our own high-speed rail system than to have it get blown up somewhere in, I don't know, where is it, in the country in Eastern Europe that shall not be named, and the greatest ally in the Middle East that shall not be named. So we don't get struck somewhere, right? We don't want to. Because if we mention the greatest ally at some point, we may get a knock on the roof, and then there goes the whole entire there goes the whole entire stream. So let's keep going. So Brightline West's modern, eco-friendly system will redefine train travel in America and connect two of the most iconic destinations, Las Vegas and Southern California. The 218-mile passenger rail service will have no grade crossings, and the alignment is within the median of the Interstate 15. So, for those of everybody who were saying, we wish that Brightline, Florida, did have grade separations and was an electric train. Look, for the context of everything at the time, in spite of everything that went on, it was the best decision they could have made, and it worked, because now they're going ahead and expanding. It is a big, hot commodity around the United States. Both sides of the aisle like it, whether they're both crappy wings of the crappy bird, both the Republicans and Democrats, both like Brightline. So it's a good thing. It's gotten the attention of both the politicians, the public, and the whole entire country is basically enthralled by this. Okay. Yes, I'm kind of exaggerating that a bit. It's really the people who have seen Brightline and know Brightline, because there are still plenty of people out there that don't know it. Mostly people outside of Florida or outside, I guess at this point, California and Nevada. But that's good, because a lot of people do travel to those regions. So the word will get out. The word will keep getting out. So it's only going to continue to gain steam from here, pun intended. So this is good. Let's see. We are deeply honored to receive a federal grant from POTUS to help build the nation's first high-speed rail project in partnership with Nevada DOT. We are ready to get to work connecting communities and redefining the future of transportation. So, here we are.
Introducing Brightline West, America's first true high-speed train that's ushering in a new era of modern travel. From the lights of Las Vegas to the beaches of Southern California, Brightline West will connect two of the world's most iconic destinations in just 2 hours. By soaring at 200 miles per hour, Brightline's zero-emission, all-electric trains will be the greenest form of transportation in the world.
Okay, well, look, here's the good thing. You know how the Hyperloop spent so much money on 3D models, and those 3D models even, 10 years ago were better? Okay, so maybe Brightline doesn't have the best 3D models over here, but look. Okay, yeah, that's kind of, at least it goes by fast. It's a quick cut, right?
Here in the USA with American labor. Welcome to the ride reimagined. Welcome to Brightline West.
There we go. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Again, the project is fantastic. Everything else is fantastic. The video is good, except for they should have just kept either the stock footage, or maybe just have put in their static image and then just rolled through it. This here, what did they pay? I guess they paid somebody on Fiverr like $2 to make that. I don't know. Yes, sir. I want to make the train. Yes, I'm Mr. Fiverr here. I want to make the train. Yeah, I don't know. Look, and it's again, we're fair and balanced on this channel, right? But it's what it is, right? Look, I have to say it. I just had to say it, okay? Because people say, "Oh, you're a shill for Brightline." Yeah, maybe, kind of, but look, I do criticize it when things are good. No, we do not want Hyperloop. Oh man, the comments. Let me just see this one guy over here, Tarashevenko. I've seen criticism of Brightline West not going to DTLA, okay, I guess to LA proper, but Brightline is owned by a developer. Why not create new destinations at each end of the line? Well, I mean, Las Vegas in itself is, the big destination. So, again, they're still having that connection with the LA Metro that will connect over to the Rancho Cucamonga station, that will take you over to the, from Brightline over to the Victorville station and over to Las Vegas. So, at some point, at some point, can Brightline get all the way to Las Vegas? To Los Angeles. Yes. Will it be expensive? Quite. But at least they can be able to make that final connection at some point. The possibility will still be there, right? So let's see. Perhaps there should be a stream dedicated to Brightline West and Texas Central. It can be called the American Rail Sauna with all the vaporware. Oh, dear. But hey, look, this is happening. If anything is vaporware, it's definitely the Hyperloop, which is dead. So there you go. Las Vegas Rancho Cucamonga Station. The Las Vegas station will include mobility connections and easy access to the Las Vegas Strip, the Raiders Allegiant Stadium, and the Las Vegas Convention Center. I'm sure it's going to be a big deal when F1 comes around, which I was fairly surprised by that race. The flagship Las Vegas station will be on 110 acres at the south end of Las Vegas Boulevard. So right there, right by the Strip. Brightline's West Station in Rancho Cucamonga will have direct connectivity via California's Metrolink to key points in Los Angeles, such as Union Station. So there you go. You will be able to get there. So Brightline West project will bring widespread benefits, including $10 billion in economic impact to Nevada and California. I still would like to see how those numbers were created. Economic studies show, I wish they did link the economic studies, show the project will create more than 35,000 direct and indirect jobs, including 10,000 direct union construction jobs. Okay, that I can see. And nearly 1,000 permanent jobs for operation and maintenance. Okay, that makes sense. Brightline West's investment includes more than $800 million in roadway improvements to the I-15 corridor. So look, even the roadways will get funding. Even the roadways will get funding at some point. But hey, look, you have a choice, right? You could be stuck with everybody over here, or you can be on there. Which honestly, this is like the biggest jab over to car culture in the United States, right? It is showcasing how everybody who's going to be stuck in traffic is going to be stuck there, and they're going to see this train whizzing by. I mean, that is the best advertisement you could have for high-speed rail, or for any sort of rail project in general, right? It's just having that whoosh by we're at 200 miles an hour now instead of 180 miles an hour. I keep saying it's 200 miles an hour. Most of these trains are capable of 200 miles an hour. I'm not quite sure exactly which speed they're going. We'll be able to, I guess, finalize that out as it comes through. Climate friendly. The project's environmental benefits are designed to support Nevada, California's private. Again, we know this, right? 400,000 tons of CO2 deleted every year. Okay. The diversion of people from auto to air travel to Brightline West high-speed rail system reduces vehicle miles traveled by more than 700 million miles each year, and 16,000 short-haul flights annually. This This is the big deal, right? Because that is a lot of money. If you're, one of these, one of the airline companies, the short haul flights make the most amount of money per capita. Now, the problem is that, are we going to see some sort of pushback to this? I don't think so at this point. I think this is happening. This is something that's for real. You have enough of Brightline's past to go ahead and tell you, yes, when they say they're going to do something, they're pretty serious about it. There's enough there to say it's a real project. They have done it. They've done it before. So I don't doubt that this is going to happen. I don't doubt it. We will see it. Maybe not by... Can we see it by 2028? Probably. We do know for sure, at least for now, that there may be breaking ground in 2024. Again, this is a big deal. So let's go ahead and play this one.
Is coming to the Inland Empire that will bring new jobs and make getting around easier. Inland Empire reporter Leticia Juarez tells us about the planned high-speed rail project that would connect Rancho Cucamonga to Las Vegas.
The Cucamonga station is about to undergo a major overhaul. Brightline West, the first fully electric high-speed passenger train in the western U.S., will soon be pulling into the station, connecting Rancho Cucamonga and the high desert to Las Vegas.
Through this transformative project, $5 billion of construction investments are expected in San Bernardino County alone.
The investment will also support 11,000 jobs in the region to build more than 200 miles of the high-speed rail that will get travelers to Las Vegas within 2 hours. In addition, the Cucamonga station will become a multimodal transit center that will connect passengers to points beyond the Inland Empire via Metrolink, Omnitrans commuter buses, and to the Ontario International Airport through a...
Yeah. So see, this is the whole point of just having connections. Again, it's not about just the trains; it's everything else. You can have the cars, you can have the airplanes, you can have the buses. Okay, it's all about making a system that works. That's all we're asking for. That's all. It's not that hard.
4-mile underground tunnel.
We're going to see a transformation to a station that truly is a world-class facility.
On Friday, President Biden announced billions in federal funding for passenger rail projects, with Brightline West high-speed rail project receiving $3 billion. Officials say the project will be a catalyst for increased tourism and economic growth for the Inland Empire in the years to come.
Projects such as Brightline and Cucamonga Station are going to generate billions of dollars in economic activity and tens of thousands of jobs.
The $12 billion project is expected to be completed in 4 years and in time for the 2028 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles. The Brightline project is expected to break ground sometime early next year.
All right, so that's what we got. Sometime early next year. So that's going to be cool to see. It really is. Sometime early next year, we'll see. We'll get some more information on that, and we'll cover it as it happens. So that's a good thing. Oh, here's a little slideshow that came out. American passenger rail is bad, but it is about to get better. So that's the. We've been talking about it's like it's finally happening at some point. Look, we're glad about it. This is great. So, I mean, anything that we can take at this point, we'll take what we can. And honestly, the biggest catalyst to this has been the success of Brightline in Florida, because if it were not for that, or the start, at least the start of construction for it, most of these projects wouldn't be happening at this point in 2023 and 2024. Right? It was Brightline getting done in 2018, at least the start between Miami and West Palm Beach, or Fort Lauderdale and West Palm Beach at that point, right? It was getting that done, having the stations open up, and getting people to say, oh, wow, this is happening. This is for real. Again, it's just one step. You get that small step going. You get the momentum moving forward. You can start seeing how this can be done and adapted to other places around the country, other city pairs that you can do. Not just Miami and Orlando. You have Chicago, St. Louis. You have, of course, Los Angeles to Las Vegas. You have, Columbus, Ohio, and the rest of the Midwest that you can add into there. Up in the northwestern regions, there's a whole bunch of places you can do this in, and of course Texas. and so many places in the South. So again, there are so many places that it can be done. Atlanta to Charlotte. Again, Texas, Houston, San Antonio, Austin, Dallas, all that all together. This is something that can work. Okay, so $8.2 billion in total for different projects, for the 10 different projects, affecting nearly every state. Finally, bringing world class. Even though we know this is an older French SSNIF, but this is how far back we are, right? Again, most people aren't going to know. We know we're trained nerds here, but look, this is still a good thing. We're finally catching up with the world. Again, it's a historic step, right? You can take it from Mr. Mayor Pete here, Mr. Pete. Let's see. There we go. One of the projects selected to receive some of the federal funding, new passenger rail grant funding, included one development that will become the country's first world-class high-speed rail, which will see new high-speed rail system connect Nevada and California. The project that will serve 11 million Americans. According to a statement from the White House, it will see the development of a high-speed rail line that will eventually link San Francisco to Los Angeles. Some of these pictures are sort of confusing because this is California high-speed rail, not Brightline, and well, this is Amtrak over in New York, so it's kind of weird. But anyway, other places that will receive grants: traveled rail corridors in Virginia, North Carolina, the District of Columbia. One of the country's busiest rail hubs, Union Station in Chicago, will also be upgraded. Pennsylvania's Keystone Corridor will see the rail line expanded and frequency added to it, while service in Maine, Montana, and Alaska will be improved with the new funds from the grants announced by President Biden. These historic projects will create tens of thousands of good-paying jobs, unlock economic opportunity. Okay, again, a lot of the stuff that we've been talking about for years, right? The U.S. rail system needs a complete overhaul. Yeah, we've been talking about that. The Popular Mechanics noted in September of 2023 that billions of dollars in upgrades would not be enough to fix the rail situation in the United States unless there was a complete overhaul of the tracks themselves. Again, we're not crumbling; it's already crumbled, right? We are living in the crumbling instead of the rumbling. If you guys are Attack on Titans fans, this is the crumbling. It already came. New trains can't operate on America's old rails. Again, and I think I've talked about this before. It's not about a faster train, right? We all will like a faster train. But the whole point of it is making a better infrastructure system, right? It's about better connections. So if you can have a fast train, look at the Acela Express. It's capable of 200 miles an hour, but it can barely reach that speed and not even anywhere close, because the Northeast Corridor, many sections of it are close to 100, 120 years old. So you do need to basically replace almost everything. We're living on the bones of an old nation that most people weren't even alive now at this point to have seen. So we're getting there. Again, step by step, it's going to take years. But we'll get there. And we talked about this before too. Chinese high-speed tracks versus U.S. high-speed tracks. The U.S. is far behind other countries like China, which currently has 26,000 miles of high-speed tracks, while the United States only has about 375, most of which can't handle the high speeds of newer trains. Again, the majority of them being in the Northeastern Corridor. I'm not quite sure how much this number doesn't even count for Brightline, I guess, because we're talking about 250 miles or so of rail, more or less, right? But again, we've talked about China really starting its high-speed rail endeavors around 2007, 2008. So about the same time when Obama came into office and was talking a whole big game about high-speed rail and all that sort of stuff. So give or take, even if you were to separate back the timing, right? We're talking about more or less the same time that it took for the United States to build more or less nothing in the 8 years of President Obama. China basically built combining the whole entire world's high-speed rail system and doubled. That's what China built. So it's not that we can't do it. We absolutely can do it. We just lack the political will. Now, $8 billion is great. It's still a drop in the bucket in terms of everything else, but it's still a very good step. It's very good. Biden is angling to fix American rail systems, is hoping to change the America's high-speed rail issues, according to the Federal Railroad Administration. Amit Bose, who explained in a statement that world-class passenger rail was coming to America. A once-in-a-generation opportunity. President Biden's bipartisan infrastructure law gave us a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to think smart and think about the future of rail in America. We're talking about full advantage of the resources we have to advance world-class passenger rail services nationwide. That's Amit Bose. So there we go, right? Again, this is a big deal. This is happening, and we're finally there. Now, again, look, we have California high-speed rail still going. This file photo is from 2015, so this is an almost 10-year-old file photo at this point. It will be next year, February 16th of 2015. This will be a 9-year-old file photo. This looks like a kid over here. He probably at this point, graduated college and I don't know where, probably working somewhere at this point, right? So this is how much time we've been spending over here. For some reason, my camera doesn't want to work. I just noticed that now. Let's see if I can put this back in order here. Let's see. Come on, camera. Wake up, camera. Let's see. I apologize for anybody who's had to see my goofy face still there, but okay, let's see. Let us see if we can fix that up there. It's not the biggest deal, but at least it's just, at least let's try to get this going, right? Let's try to keep this professional. Properties. Webcam. Okay. Nope, doesn't want to do it. Okay, we're taking it off then. Whatever, it was worth a try, right? It was worth a try. Okay, let's get that silly face off of there. Okay, so yes, California's overdue, over budget, and oft-criticized high-speed rail project just got a $3.1 billion boost of federal cash toward completing what is supposed to be an early phase of the project connecting Merced, Fresno, Bakersfield, and the state's rural Central Valley. Now, even the federal government, right, the confidence that they have in California high-speed rail, we're talking about a nearly $100 billion project, right? Got $3.1 billion. Whereas the $10 billion project of Brightline West got $3 billion. So, we're talking about, or $12 billion, or out of the $12 billion, what is it, $10 billion? No. I'm getting confused with the numbers over here. It's too many numbers. I deal with numbers all day. Please, no more numbers. The numbers, Mason, what do they mean? Okay, so it's a $12 billion project, right? They got $3 billion, so they got about 25% of it, right? A quarter of it funded. Meanwhile, a $100 billion project also got $3.1 billion, right? So if even the federal government is not too, it just goes to say, right, the better win, right? If you were to put more eggs in your basket for Brightline, you're going to make a much bigger deal. So that's a big deal. So it says a lot. It kind of says a lot. Now, I don't think they had, let's say $25 billion to make it about even, give or take. I don't think they'll be able to get that. And at that point, that's where you'll have, most of the Republicans in Congress absolutely lose their minds. Some of them are kind of losing their minds over this. Even Democrats in California have been losing their minds over the high-speed rail project. But at least, look, as much as we say about it, we're still supportive of it. It's like we want it to happen. We just wish it was happening a lot faster. That's all. That's all we ask for. We got a super chat over here. Shock 2957. Thank you for the 1999. And he says, that is why we need to push bringing back Amtrak Pioneer Desert Wind, Portland to Las Vegas, and Rio Grande project in Salt Lake City. Again, yeah, I agree. This is a good thing to have because, again, bringing back these projects, bringing back these connections, Okay, it starts to connect all these regions together, and when you have these connected regions, you have a connected country, right? It's not about the New York to Los Angeles high-speed train. No, it's about, again, just doing the small things that you can do. Los Angeles to Las Vegas to Portland, or Las Vegas to Salt Lake City. Again, it's making those small steps in between, connecting city pair by city pair. That's what you want to focus on. So here we go. So anyway, the project is nowhere close to being done. Here's the latest on where it stands and whether we will ever see speeding trains traversing the Central Valley. And I don't know who's doing the questions and answers over here. I just see Q&A. I don't see who exactly this is, so my apologies if I don't know who's answering these questions, because the article itself doesn't specify who is answering these questions. So question: what's the situation with high-speed rail funding? Answer: on Tuesday, officials announced the California High-Speed Rail Authority will receive $3.1 billion in federal funding to support construction of a 220-mile-an-hour, two-track electrified high-speed passenger rail line connecting the cities of Merced, Fresno, and Bakersfield. Last year's infrastructure bill provided the funding that will pay for a station in Fresno, construction of additional track, 6 electric trains for testing, and right-of-way acquisition. Again, we're still stuck here in the Central Valley. We will still be stuck here in the Central Valley by 2033. Not 2020, no, 2033. Maybe 2029, 2028, 2027, okay. But 2033 for just the Central Valley. Again, I still say they should have started with Los Angeles, San Diego, but you know, we're far way past that point, so I'm wasting my breath to continue saying it. Should have, could have, would have, you know what we said. But hey, it's what it is. So here we go. Haven't we been this for quite a while now? Indeed. Thank you, Ghost Answerer, whoever it is. California's officials have been talking about high-speed rail since the 1980s, inspired by similar transit systems in Asia and Europe. California's high-speed rail project got underway in 2008. 2008, guys, when voters approved a nearly $10 billion bond measure to help fund construction of an electric train that by 2020 was supposed to speed riders between San Francisco and Los Angeles in under 3 hours. And again, you can see why people are mad. You can see why people are upset. The voters, both Republicans and Democrats, voted for $10 billion of a bond. Again, the whole project was going to cost more, but at least $10 billion to get started for a train that was supposed to be by 2020, San Francisco, Los Angeles in 3 hours. It is 2023, going on 2024. We are still in the Central Valley. All right, and again, the bond funding was expected to cover a fraction of the projected $45 billion at the time. But with repeated cost overruns and delays, no segment has been completed. Costs to run the train from LA to San Francisco have swelled to more than $100 billion. Support has eroded, with many arguing the money would have been better spent on local and regional projects. Governor Gavin Newsom in 2019 said there simply isn't a path to get from Sacramento to San Diego, let alone from San Francisco to LA. I wish there was. However, we do have the capacity to complete a high-speed rail link between Merced and Bakersfield, and that has been the focus since. Now, it's kind of taking that quote out of context. He said, let's not worry about doing the whole entire project. Let's just get this done. And then at some point later on, we will complete the whole entire project. So, democracy. You voted, you don't get it. This is where we're at right now. So, but look again, a private passenger rail company, look what they're doing, to the point that even President Biden has basically just come to Las Vegas to do this. He's not in Los Angeles. He's not in San Francisco. He's certainly not in the Central Valley. He's in Las Vegas. So it just goes to show you, this is what works. It works to the point that, even people who we disagree with are supportive of Brightline. So this is a good thing. Let's finish this up over here. What caused the holdup? Proposed routes through the San Francisco Bay Area and Los Angeles region ran into local opposition over the location of the high-speed surface or elevated rail lines through neighborhoods. So again, NIMBYs, it's not just in Republican areas. These are highly blue areas. NIMBYs come in all shapes and sizes. They usually tend to be the best generation. That's what we call them, the best generation. But again, I keep saying again. I got to stop saying again and again. If whoever's taking a drink every time I say again, I apologize. My condolences to your family. You're probably dead. Anyway, the point is, as that generation is now starting to age away, and I've been noticing more and more, even in my own job, there's a lot more millennials working. There's a lot more Gen Z starting to get into work. It's finally our time to start to get in there, to start to shine. We just now have to take this and keep it moving forward. That's what we have to do, which was not too much. There's a lot to be said about that. And Trump did support several different projects, including the Texas high-speed rail project, but that didn't really go anywhere. California's Republican leaders, and again, what I said was to make it clear, it was the support from the White House for the Texas project, because the Texas project basically had fallen apart at that point. Quote, "We have more pressing issues that demand our attention to fix California," said State Senator Brian Jones, a San Diego Republican. Are there other projects like this in the works? Of course, we got California high-speed rail. We have the Florida-based Brightline, which is now going to Brightline West, and everything else in between. And of course, let's go to Texas, which we got the defibrillator out. It may be coming back. Albeit it's a little tiny sum, $500,000. Although I'd be very happy right now if $500,000 fell in my lap. I wouldn't disappear like my camera has. I would not disappear from this. I'd probably be just doing this. If I had $500,000, I'd probably be doing this full time at this point, right? But it is what it is. So $500,000 to help fund the study, or at least something to get this going, right? The planned Houston-Dallas high-speed rail has received funding from the Federal Railroad Administration. The I-20 corridor long-distance passenger rail received $500,000 from the FRA and President Joe Biden's $8.2 billion grant funding. Give me 1 second. All right. The high-speed rail project that will connect residents in Houston to Dallas and vice versa was one of 10 passenger rail projects across 9 states to receive funding. We've been saying that all night, right? The rail project is 240 miles long, would transport people from Houston to Dallas within 90 minutes. Again, this is the old Texas Central Railway project. I don't know why we're saying old. It still should be something that should have happened. It should have been happening. It was supposed to be going in 2024, but here we are. So here we go. In August, the 205-mile-an-hour rail project from Texas Central received backing from Amtrak, which opted in to help Texas Central find the analysis it needed to deem the project viable. So this is where the $500,000 is going to. Texas Central has proposed this Dallas-Houston high-speed rail line since 2018. Before 2018, we're talking about 2014, but okay. But it's been met with pushback from various groups. In 2018, a coalition of county sheriffs in North Texas formed a group against the rail line, claiming it would be a public safety and resource concern for law enforcement. Of course, the blue. Take away your guns and we'll take away your trains. No bullet trains, no bullets. There you go. Bexar County Judge Peter Sakai took issue with proposed plans for a high-speed rail from San Antonio to Austin being overlooked by the $8.2 billion in funding. So it's too bad. It just shows that there's a lot of people. Again, here's a county judge that wished that they could have gone San Antonio to Austin. Now, there is a way to get that Texas Triangle going. And when I say Texas Triangle, the top of it is the Fort Worth, Dallas area. The bottom left would be the Houston area. Then you have Austin at the left-hand side. Then you have the Austin little line off of it is going to be San Antonio. I'm sorry. Yeah, San Antonio. The FRA excluding our super region is a setback, and we're determined to make this a priority and work as a mega corridor with our metropolitan planning organizations and stakeholders to make sure we don't miss the next round of funding. So there you go. Now, speaking about Texas Central Rail, we have to talk about some of the main opponents that was against it, and this is why we have to be careful. Okay, so I've talked about it before, and this is why you have to be careful with some people. So Ben Lehman was the guy who was a judge at that time, and now he became a representative in Texas, in the Texas State House. He was the chairman of the Texans Against High-Speed Rail. Now, we've seen this in Florida, where you've seen the former CEO and chairman of American Airlines, Bob Crandall, front $1 million and lead the Floridians Against High-Speed Rail, or Florida Not All Aboard, to counter Brightline, which was at the time All Aboard Florida. So, a little bit about Ben Lehman. Ben Lehman over here. There you go. Let's see. A successful and proven business owner. Began his successful business career where he co-founded an oil and gas equipment manufacturing company in 1997. Yeah. So, I wonder why he's against high-speed rail. He successfully navigated major growth rates on a very tight budget, growing the complex businesses from just 2 of us in my mother's garage to over 100 employees. Yeah, because you can create an oil and gas equipment manufacturing company in your mom and dad's garage, right? This is it's certainly not certainly no silver spoon over there. Look, go ahead, any of you try. Well, maybe a little bit better in the 90s, right? It's a better economy back in that time. But this guy was, straight out of college. I'm just gonna find a business right out of college. When the even back then, the failure rate of small businesses is more than 90%. So, yeah. Again, it's kind of the disconnect between the people who want to have, the Americans that want to have a working infrastructure system, and those that get theirs and get out and make sure nobody else gets the same thing. So, and again, if you look at opensecrets.com, and we've talked about this website. I'm sorry, opensecrets.org. We talked about this website before. Again, small fund, $1,000 to the Association of Energy Service Companies. Again, and this is Ben Lehman. Let me see. What is the Association of Energy Service Companies? Oh, it's lobbying by industry, oil and gas. It's an oil and gas lobbying industry. And we see here in 2016 about $140,000 of funding that it got. So, yeah, maybe it's small potatoes. I don't know. But it just goes to show you, all these small potatoes, you put them in a big sack and you whack them against somebody, that's going to hurt. So, anyway, that's all I got to say about that. So, there we go, guys. All right, we're keeping this short. Let's see who's in the audience. If you guys want to raise your hands, now's the time to do it. We're going to keep this short, sweet, to the point, and then we'll be on our way and have a good night. So, let's see who's with a hand raised up. M. You've been invited to speak. Let's go ahead and pop this out over here. Alrighty, welcome aboard. Can you hear me there? Okay, maybe it's doing the same thing that it did the last time. Let's see. Okay, can you guys hear me? Okay. M, if you can hear me, guys, I can see my little Discord thing turning green. You can put on your mic, unmute. I can hear you. Can you hear me? No, I cannot hear you. Not at all. Okay, no worries, no worries. We're all having technical difficulties tonight. That's okay. All right. In the meantime, let's see if there's anybody else in the audience. No, there isn't. Okay, so everybody's just listening in. Don't worry, guys. Anyway, the plan is we'll try this again. Let's see. Okay. All right, so here's the plan. We're going to try this again on probably this weekend. We'll do like one of our ARC lounges. That may be the best thing to do, and we'll just have some people come on board and talk. I'll go ahead and schedule it tonight, but yeah, this was pretty good, short, quick, to the point. I think this is probably the shortest stream we've had. Let's go ahead and check the comments if anybody else wants to say anything. Banks Rail, I say Brightline West 2029, latest 2030, and that's a fair assessment. You may be right. I just think with the amount of push that Brightline has gotten, the amount of press, plus the track record, no pun intended, of Brightline and the federal funding that they have, and I think for sure the biggest thing has been setting a tight schedule to coincide with the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics. That probably is going to be the biggest thing to say, okay, we made a big commitment. Let's do it. Let's do it. California high-speed rail by 2030 to 2033. It's just not happening. Let's see. Brightline West still has to secure right-of-way through multiple areas that are still under environmental review. But they've gotten plenty of the EIS study done through multiple places. They've already gotten the Rancho Cucamonga, the Cajon Pass, or whichever it is. Again, I'm not too familiar with the Southwest, but I think they've already gotten the approved for that, so it'll be happening. And I'm pretty sure now with the federal blessing, there should be more going along the way. Let's see. Remington Howell, I find this project is going to be quicker than the California high-speed rail. It absolutely is. It's going to be done, and it probably will be quicker. I don't know. Ed, if Alstom would stop submitting bogus simulations, we would have Avalia Liberty already. So far, they have submitted 14 simulations that did not include needed rail changes. It's kind of sad, right? We've been waiting for the Avalia. I mean, we saw it unveiled years ago. That was a pretty big stream. And then we still don't have it still in service yet. It's been out there already for 4 years now at this point, and it's not here. CTR lead, that's like driving a Bugatti Chiron on a badly paved 2-Klein County road. Yeah, again, what we said before about you can have faster trains. Yes, faster trains are great, but what we're all about over here is building better infrastructure and a better network. That's what it's all about. Even if the trains are a little bit slower, we need a better network, a more substantial and convenient network. That's what we need. Anything else over here? Let's you see. Imagine surfing a Shinkansen. Yeah, that would be a bad idea. It's like when the Wolverine, the one that they did in Japan. What was it? 10 years ago now. At this point, you know you're getting old when oh yeah, that was a new movie, and it's wait a second. How long ago has that been? You sound like a man who is betting on an alcoholic racehorse that has no legs. Yeah, it's been a rough day, man. It's been a rough day. All right. Imagine joining the ARC Lounge from an Amtrak lounge car. That would be something. We should do that at some point. I don't know. Maybe we'll do that for the 100,000 subscriber stream, which at this rate will probably be happening. I don't know. Will we get to 100,000 subscribers first before California finishes their high-speed rail? The world may never know. We'll get there. We're getting the videos going again. We're getting the actual edited videos going. So this is good. We're getting here. Anyways, guys, thank you all for joining on board. Thank you all for writing. We will see you all next time. Godspeed. Take care.